Minister Dharamlal must go! Minister Dharamlal must go! Minister Dharamlal must go!
Concerned Guyanese rights and political activists all converge at 4th Street, Kingston, in front of the Ministry of Local Government and Regional Development, where Minister Dharamlal is the senior minister following the diamond rape allegations leveled against him by a 16-year-old girl. Many, during the 1-hour demonstration, called for Dharamlal to resign and for there to be an impartial investigation, while others voiced their disappointment in how the allegations made by the child were handled.
And for the minister to pass this to the chief education officer and for the chief education officer to make contact with the parents and the young lady, all of this is compromising the process. And so we have no faith in these people, and therefore we are calling for the internationals to come to conduct a fair investigation into this matter.
We want to see justice. On behalf of TCI, the TCI members, we are supporting impartial investigation and psychological support for the young lady.
Because me as a layman in society knows that this matter has no business at the Ministry of Education. To hear the Minister of Education say that, I've engaged somebody to engage this young lady, and we all know that this would normally, or is supposed to rather, go through the Ministry of, supposed to go through child care, which comes under Vindia's ministry, and so that for me was a bit disappointing. And then to hear that Dharamlal request to go on leave, not too happy about that either. So we start off really rough.
My concern is how do we create an atmosphere and an environment that makes them comfortable to come forward and be protected. That is my concern, and I want to appeal to every person who might have been the victim of this man. Now is the time for you to come out. We are here in full support of you. We are here to say today that we have your back. The only thing required for evil to prevail is for good men to do nothing. And so we are asking that everybody who might have had this type of experience with this monster, and I know people say, oh, it's an allegation and so on and so forth, but to be continuously the subject of these allegations must give this government cause for pause. And Irfan Ali must decide that this cannot be somebody that he wants in his cabinet.
I condemn the president for being disrespectful to us as women and as mothers, to say that this young lady, he did not receive a complaint. Rubbish. It's a disappointment, and it is behaviors like this. That is why Dharamlal is being allowed to continue on this path, that all these allegations are going against him. I want to say that he stands solid with the young lady. This is a young girl that is suffering, that is fighting for life, and she needs all of our support.
Than one victim. So we are here to stand in support of the victims. And we trust that the investigation will be a fair, unbiased, and free one. One that will be free from any sort of undue influence. And that is extremely necessary here, that the investigation is impartial. And I trust that that will happen. What I'll say to Minister Ben is allow the investigation to happen. Don't try to influence the process. Let it be fair and free.
Members of Parliament, Kemraj Ramjatan and Senior Counsel Roysdale Ford both expressed disappointment in the Superintendent of Police, who purportedly certified a document which was allegedly signed by the teenager, denying the allegations. Ramjatan believes that the policeman should be made to answer for his actions, and Ford said this is not the way for the police to handle such matters.
You simply cannot just go and get a statement from a policeman. I don't know if the girl made a report that it was not her, but this policeman went and got a statement from her. And today, again, I understand, the policeman got to be in some hot water here too. You do not do that. It was trying to subvert the course of justice, to pervert the courts of justice. And I am terribly annoyed. The professionalism of a police force that we tried hard from 2015 to 2020 under all the various reforms that we had. You know, these reforms from the British security sector, all have gone to naught now. All have gone to naught. And look how quick they are to send a superintendent to go get a statement that the girl talking untruth. That girl would have been most uncomfortable there. So I am of the belief that that policeman ought to certainly tell us who instructed him to do that. And if it was on by himself, he should be disciplined.
I believe that in the context of the document that came out, the young lady purported to have signed, saying that it wasn't true, I believe that we see some sort of conspiracy to ensure that that matter comes to an end and it's ended at the police station. The Guyana Police Force and a senior officer would have facilitated and taken part in that process. So my personal concerns, the concerns of the citizens in relation to the role that the government is playing through the Commissioner of Police, through the Home Affairs Minister, this is a political office holder who exercises tremendous power, and the president should ensure that he distances himself and his government from it.
Dr. Ramjatan, the former National Security Minister under the APNU-FC coalition government, called for Dharamlal to be dismissed.
He should be immediately be dismissed as a minister and as a parliamentarian. It is not as if we are saying that he got a presumption of innocence, because that is for his criminal trial. At this stage, at the political level, such a fella with these serious allegations and all the attempts he made, he should ensure that he step out of these two institutions, cabinet and the parliament.
Meanwhile, Dharamlal has secured the services of popular law firm Hughes, Fields and Stobie to represent him in the matter. Attorney at law Nigel Hughes, in a brief statement this morning, said the allegations of misconduct by Minister Nigel Dharamlal, which first surfaced on social media last week, now appear to have attracted the attention of the Guyana Police Force and the Child Care and Protection Agency. Hughes said his client remains willing and disposed to assist in a full investigation of the matter, and that he has denied all the allegations. Further, Hughes said the interest of a fair investigation and the necessity to protect the interests of all parties concerned, it is being urged that speculation, wild accusation, premature judgments, and unsupported conclusions to be avoided. Additionally, Dharamlal will not make any further statements unless advised by his attorney.